Throughout all of human history, there have been countless people who have claimed to see ghosts. But usually these events are in passing and can be confused for something else that can be explained away as not paranormal. But what about those who have had documented conversations with ghosts, who have heard them speak, delivering a chilling message? Here are 10 creepy recorded conversations with ghosts. Number 10 is the Suicide Bridge. Electronic voice phenomena, also known as EVP, includes direct recordings of messages from the dead. In many cases, these messages are not audible to the human ear, but only appear on tapes and other recording mediums after the fact. Some of them are terrifying, others heartbreaking. The recorded message from a ghost at a bridge in Pasadena, California is a little of both. It was built in 1912, and the official name of the bridge is the Colorado Street Bridge, but those who live in the area call it the Suicide Bridge. This due to the over 100 people who have thrown themselves off of it to the ravine below. In 2014, when a group of friends were investigating the bridge for paranormal activity, they asked if anyone was there. What they recorded was the voice of one of those who have killed themselves. They simply said, "Remember me." Number 9 is a bedroom invasion. It's the stuff of nightmares. Your home, a place which should be a sanctuary for you, is invaded by a ghostly presence. That's exactly what happened to Steve Huff, who recorded a number of conversations with spirits in his home. Huff is a paranormal enthusiast, and it appears that the spirits followed him home from other haunted locations because he was willing to speak with them. One night in July of 2013, Huff spoke with these entities who left him messages that they wanted to play with him. Several others were recorded, as well as orb phenomena which some link to spirits trying to manifest themselves as a visible apparition. The most terrifying message of all simply said, and I quote, "I am in your bedroom." These ghosts were literally watching as Steve Huff slept. Number 8 is Carol Ann. Carol Ann is an alleged haunted doll which continues to communicate with those nearby. In one recorded session of communication in 2014, paranormal investigator Tim Wood was able to converse several times with the doll. While the voice could not be heard normally, it did appear on an MP3 recorder afterwards. Some people believe this is because spirits are able to manipulate electricity to approximate voices on the recorded devices. Tim Wood's recordings are extremely creepy, with the doll stating that it is a 17-year-old girl. Interestingly, the entity then shows demonic characteristics, referring to itself as Abacus, and even growling in a low, scratchy voice. The recording was live streamed, and viewers were able to verify the recordings as they appeared in real time. Number 7 is Konstantin Zraldive. Konstantin Zraldive was a psychologist in Sweden who attempted to capture messages from the dead throughout the 1960s and 70s. He produced more than 100,000 recordings and believed that because they were captured under laboratory conditions, that they constituted the best evidence yet for the existence of, as he called them, discarnate people. Many of those voices would respond to his questions and spoke in a number of languages, including his native tongue of Latvian, as well as German and French. In one chilling recording, a ghostly voice was seemingly searching for him, trying to find where he was. In the end, all the voice could say was, "You are near me." This seems to support some paranormal theories that discarnate souls inhabit other dimensions, which are undetectable but yet right next to us. Number 6 is THOR. In March of 2014, a man known as Joe THOR decided to investigate noises in his apartment, which he believed were paranormal in origin. Joe made the smart move of focusing on the area where the activity was strongest. This was the closet in his apartment. Armed with only a video camera, he turned off the house lights, turned on his small camera light, and then stepped inside the closet. There, he attempted to contact any resident spirits through conversation. At first, he asked if they wanted to leave a message, but after receiving no response, he then asked for a sign that the spirits were listening. At that moment, the door to the closet that he was in slammed shut. Terrified, Joe opened the door and fled his apartment. Sometimes actions are worth 1,000 words, and in this case, the ghost's message was pretty clear. Get out.
Let me know of your presence, or forever hold your peace. Oh god, I feel stupid. Ridiculous. What the
Number 5 is BIRDY. In February of 2018, it was widely reported that the mother of a young child had inadvertently captured a message from a ghost, and it was a violent one. The recording took place in Queensland, Australia, as mother BIRDY decided to record her mischievous son, Ben, who was causing havoc in her home like toddlers do. The video plays as a normal family recording of a cheeky infant, but as Ash chased her son out of the kitchen so she could finish what she was doing without her distractions, the camera picked up the sound of a disembodied voice. In a low and sneering voice, the entity says, "Hurt her." There was no one else present in the room, and the voice sounds nothing like Ash herself. Many believe this is an example of evil spirits who are jealous of the living and wish them harm.
Out of the kitchen now. Ben, listen to me. You get out of the kitchen, please, right now.
Number 4 is Carl Wickland. Psychiatrist Carl Wickland was a famous psychiatrist and an accomplished psychical researcher, and as such was involved in a number of conversations with entities from the other side. One of the most remarkable was when he was a medical student in the late 1800s. After dissecting the leg of a dead man, he came home and was greeted by his wife Anna. When Anna began to speak, she suddenly spoke in a grave voice of an elderly man. Carl thought his wife was having a breakdown, but upon conversing with her, it appeared that the spirit of a man had possessed her. The man asked, "Why are you cutting my leg?" And so Carl knew it was the ghost of the man that he had been dissecting that very day. After much argument, Carl was able to persuade the man that he had died and moved on to the next life. Number 3 is the Cafe Sports basement. In 2011, a team of paranormal researchers were carrying out an investigation in Swinton, Rotherham. The phenomena was localized to a popular sports cafe, and numerous staff and visitors had experienced strange goings-on there. The team of investigators placed recording devices in the property and was overseen by skeptic Lee Steer, who was present at all times. As the team announced to any spirits that they were going down into the basement, one of the recorders picked up a terrifying voice. While no one heard anything at the time, and the resident skeptic maintains that no one was near the recording device, the horrid rasping voice can still be heard. In response to the team walking down into the basement, the voice says, "I'm one down here," breathes heavily, and then repeats the phrase in a chilling tone. Number 2 is Sarah ESTEP. Sarah ESTEP was one of the leading innovators in EVP research in the decades leading up to her death in 2008. While she was still alive, Sarah recorded many strange conversations and snippets of phrases through a variety of means. Of all these recordings, the strangest has to be her contact with her predecessor, Konstantin Zraudeve. Sarah received a phone call supposedly from him after he passed. She quickly turned on the tape recorder and recorded the final few moments of his message. He wanted to thank her for her research, and when Sarah asked him how he was, he responded in a deathly croaked voice, "I'm as fine as a dead one can be." The phone call soon ended, and the recording remains one of the most famous examples of spirits interfacing with technology to communicate with the living.
I'm as fine as a dead one can be.
And number 1 is the upstate New York recordings. An EVP reported in an upstate New York hotel has to go down as one of the creepiest conversations with a ghost ever recorded. The owners of the hotel have asked explicitly that their name and location be kept hidden, but the recordings have been verified by a group of investigators who were there. Recorded in January of 2018, the audio captures a male ghost's voice. Screams can also be heard, a gravelly voice speaking close by, as well as a violent struggle. The male entity refers to the investigators by saying, "Hello, baby." Then there are high-pitched screams which sound as though a woman is being murdered. The investigators didn't hear the sounds at the time, and it was only later that they heard the recording. No one knows who the man's voice was, but one interesting thing to note is that there were no men in the building at night. Thank you for watching, but we're not done yet. On your screen, there's 2 more videos that you can check out right now. Or if you want to check out my most recent videos, you can tap the little iCard in the corner of your screen. Thank you very much for watching, and sweet dreams.